One moment. Hey, hey, Poodle family. No startup music today. No startup music today. I'm on my laptop. I was gonna do an episode from the boat because I've got an electrician here today who's actually working on the house, getting some things. So I keep kind of losing my computer and stuff. So I'm on my laptop. We're trying to stream this through. So we'll see if the internet holds up. So no startup music today, but we have an incredible episode as we're here for our weekly therapy session, talking about Poodle, all the great things happening. Um, One of the big things that you should note is that we have lately made a huge step in this token, and that is having some direct exchange partners. And we have a great one with us today. And what does that mean, kind of a direct exchange? Well, we know one of the roadblocks to people buying and getting into altcoins, and especially the meme tokens. Even though I don't say we're no longer a meme token, we now have a lot of utility behind us. But one of the things that holds people back often is the fact that it's hard to know how to buy. If you have to move something to one type of wallet, then you got to swap it for something else. Then you got to move it to another wallet. Then you get in. Then you got to go to PandaSwap and do all that. And so, how we can actually take those steps out for people is a way to help them and help us get new investors. And that's where partnerships like the one we have, who I'm going to bring in right now, and I'm going to let her tell you all about swapzone.io. So Olia, welcome to the show. Please tell everyone kind of who you are, talk about what SwapZone is, and let's start there, and then we're going to just see where. So what is your history with Poodle? How do you know about Poodle and all of that? I mean, how did you first hear about us to, even think to have us listed there? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So hold up one second. People are saying they can't hear you. So hold on. Here we go. Or your volume is really low. All right. Say something again. See if they got you. I hear you, but it seems like it's just low, is what they're saying. This has been a curse lately, people. Here we go. Look at your. All right, so here we go. I'm going to try to figure out why we don't have you on. Well, I got you here, but I don't have you. Um, let's see. All right, here we go. Um, I'm going to find. All right, I think I'm still there. All right, speak a little bit. See if you come through. I know that's what's really, really weird. All right, I'm gonna have an idea. All right, we're gonna try something. We're gonna try something. Hold on, people. Hold on. We're. This is the fun of doing a live show. We're gonna go and we're gonna load in here. Hold on. I was gonna. All right. How can I get you here? How about if I pull? Well, no, because that won't pull. Default. All right. Hopefully people have you. We're gonna see. We have no idea if people can have you. All right. Say a
All
few
right,
things.
I don't know. Yeah, I'm trying to say something.
I see it moving a little bit better, but people are saying they don't have you.
But how is this possible if you hear me? That's just really weird.
People, we're gonna do a stop show. I'm gonna swap to my other computer. We're gonna do this. So we have bad luck. Like this happened last time. We've got bad luck. I'm gonna swap. We're gonna stop the show for a second, and I'm gonna switch to the other computer, and we're gonna load on, and we're gonna see if we can get you there, because that is really, 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 really weird, really strange. I don't know why we don't
Yeah,
have you.
and I changed headphones for this show specially to have other ones, and same thing happens. I don't know why.
Yeah. Oh, they said it's working. That is really strange.
All right.
All right. All right. Well, so here we go. Take 40 is this. So the good thing is, everybody, we only had one question done. So first thing, we're going to, as we do our do-over, welcome back to the show. I'm going to have to edit this one down. And okay, they're saying we can hear us both. So here's what we're going to do. We are going to go ahead and have you tell us again what Swap Zone is, and then how you found out about Poodle. That's as far as we got.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. I really hope that now you guys can hear me well, and nothing's gonna happen for the next hour. Hopefully, it's really weird, and I just have bad luck with, I don't know, with sounds and stuff like that. But for those who don't know what Swap Zone is, we are an aggregator of exchanges. We have hundreds of assets from around 20 exchange providers. So you can come, choose any asset and swap at the best rate possible. And you can choose between either fixed or floating rate. So swapped with choice and with the best rates and with things like that. And of course, we do have Poodle listed because, well, I wouldn't be here, I guess, if it wasn't there. So yeah, glad to be here, glad to have Poodle listed, and glad to talk to you guys and to Joe in particular.
Yeah.
And now, yeah.
Yeah. So.
The thing how.
Yeah. So again, how did you kind of find out about Poodle? How did you hear about it? And how it also you explained a little bit, kind of even how it works and all that. So kind of explain that story over.
Yeah. Well, when you do marketing, this is basically my role at Swap Zone, marketing and BD. You have to always monitor social media, and especially if it's about exchange, some coins and tokens that appear on the markets. And that was what I was doing one day, just scrolling through random hashtags, and I came across Poodle hashtag, then across an account, and I saw that it has an immense community, and I was like, oh, it would be a good thing to list it. But the tricky part about finding out new tokens for SwapZone is that since we aggregate other providers, we cannot list tokens ourselves, so we have to wait until at least one of our providers do list this token. So I saw it, I checked it, I knew that it's not on the list, and I was like, probably we should somehow get a hint for our providers to list it. And yeah, since then I was monitoring our providers, and one day I got the final notification that Poodle is listed. And I tried to reach out to the Telegram chat, I believe, but my message remained unanswered, so I just blindly posted the announcement of the listing. And that was the right idea, because in a matter of seconds, it was just booming with retweets and likes, and I had to shut down my phone because I kept receiving notifications and stuff.
Yeah, let me say that is one of the things about our community. You tag us in there, and they are going to go wild. So, and it's funny how you say you kind of go to the Telegram, because a lot of times it's interesting when you have so many people say, oh, we can list you, or we can do this, or we're going to make you moon, or we're going to do whatever, and you never know who to believe. And then when you see this, like, oh, a legit and posts this and posts, hey, we can now help your community, it's really awesome. And I think that that's one of the neat things about being part of a community-owned token, is where you see the group get behind it. So speak a little bit to that. Like, how have you seen, obviously I'm happy to have you here today, but how is our community, taking to being part of the exchange?
I mean, I've seen a lot of communities, and I've seen a lot of toxic communities as well. But Poodle community is like really kind. I think I haven't even seen one bad or negative comment. Everything is just about loving Poodle and wishing well to the development of Poodle and to its partners and stuff. And it's so rewarding actually to see that people come and they're interested and they are willing to push that forward. And that's so nice, because sometimes you work hard and then you get those toxic comments. Of course, you're kind of bulletproof after all, after some month of working with that. But when you see truly active and friendly communities, your heart goes boom.
That's pretty awesome. Your heart goes boom. That's the hashtag for the episode. I love it.
Yeah.
But I think it's important, because we talk about this a lot as our own community internally, about how many toxic communities are out there. So you actually see, and we're going to get to the exchange. I want to do that, but I think you brought up something that's important, because obviously you're looking at a lot of tokens. You're looking at a lot of coins. You see, if as someone who's an outsider, and I'm not just asking you this question in order to say something nice about us, because you can be honest. If it's awful, tell us it's awful. But what are those things that draw you to, a token, or what are the things that maybe if someone completely on the outside that's never heard of us, what is it that we can do, or that you see, what are those things that just attract you one direction?
First thing, it's kind of ambiguous, because sometimes I come across a thing, marketing, and especially, strong marketing could be a signal of a scam, because all the buzz around and stuff. But I think that's it's just the truth that if you don't do marketing, then no one knows about token or a platform or a product or whatsoever. So there should be marketing. The only thing that has to be different is that you don't promise anything interstellar. You just say the benefits in the right way, and that's what I see with Poodle. You're trying to push, and you're trying to make the community push as well. Because when I see sometimes the tokens that do not have a lot of community that is trying to push them, it makes me first thing sad because some of them really do have great utility, but it just goes nowhere, just vanishes because no one knows about this utility. And then it just strange to me because creators of SwapZone and we try to make our product live and stuff like that. And then there are creators behind the tokens and who support the ecosystems. And like, don't they feel devastated when their product is just vanishing without even being pushed with the community? So it's the question to them, why don't they just push a little bit harder with their marketing?
Yeah, no, that is a good point because I mean, it's one of those like a double-edged sword, right? Because you need marketing in order to get seen. Yet on the other hand, there's so many people who market scams or make so many promises. How do you know which one is legit? That's the hard part.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah.
You have to really be careful with what you say when more product is like one wrong word and then the reputation cancelled.
Yeah. So now talk about SwapZone now. So we'll kind of move to that. Tell us a little bit about how long have you guys been around for? Kind of your purpose and and even just like your company philosophy.
All right. I'm going to start with, I think, the most the thing that I love the most is the philosophy of the company, the idea and mission. What I actually love about SwapZone is that our aim is to make swaps easier. Like, I mean, that's basically what we're all about. To make our customers feel like everything is right here, right in one place. They don't need to, scroll through various exchanges, compare rates. Everything's in one place. Myriads of pairs, like literally myriads, because we have more than 600 tokens that are visible, and much more are not yet approved, and we're working on it every day. So yeah, we constantly add new assets, and we keep step by step and yeah, all you have to do is swap. You register, no QIS, no stuff. So everything's pretty easy, and sometimes in crypto it's so hard to get through all these QIS procedures and find out what platforms to use. So it's here for the beginners who don't want to spend a lot of time with registrations and stuff, but also for experienced traders who want to make the process faster and much simpler.
Yeah. So, one of the things that, especially when I was new, that was hard for me was knowing that there was even different blockchains. Like that was one of the things that was like unique to me was, oh, you can't, what do you mean? You can't I can't use my Ethereum to buy something on Binance. You can't use that. Wait, I don't get, you didn't realize that these are all separate chains, right? So that's really the advantage of something like SwapZone, is somebody who might be new into it and goes, hey, it's easy for me to buy Bitcoin or easy for me to buy Ethereum, but now I want to get into other tokens, to be able to then just make that change, make that swap right away, and bypass all the other steps. What type of I don't know, guarantee or whatever is there that that the rate, because how do you know the rates, right? Because we always hear about Ethereum gas fees. So are you paying a gas fee when you swap from one to the other? How do if I want to go from Ethereum and I wanted to buy a Poodle, am I paying a gas fee? Like how does it work for you to be able to cross chains like that?
Well, one thing that we always say is that, of course, we have the floating rate. But then if you're unsure, if you are not ready to probably get less than that was initially shown, because the floating rate, they change basically every instant. So when someone comes across and says, hey, what if I lose money when I exchange, we just recommend them to use the fixed rate option, because there is such option and this is safe. So exchanging is to be honest, it's a gambling thing sometimes, especially with the floating rate. And there are some customers that really remain sometimes unsatisfied with the thing that they receive less. But then even with the reviews, when they leave them, they say, okay, I know I received less, but you warned me that fixed rate is a safer option. So this is the safer option when you swap cross-chaining, not to get in trouble. And the basic thing that everyone says, and like you only gamble and exchange and invest in crypto the things that you can afford to lose. That's another thing, a very important thing.
Yeah, I think that is very, very important. And what I love about this, so I'm going to give a shout out to someone who's on the chat, and that's Susan, who's now been watching for 8 episodes, right? 8 in a row. So Susan, thank you for watching for 8 episodes in a row. So I'm impressed with that. But here's what makes me think about that is a lot of people, and we talk about this as a community, are really new into crypto. They're new into trading. You don't know who to trust, right? And I think that that's where it's important to have things like Swap Zone, where look, and I'm gonna maybe you can agree with me or not. Like, I remember just being completely afraid, like the first time I transferred money out of one wallet to another wallet, like when I bought on Coinbase or I bought on something and then I had to send it to my, decentralized, my DeFi wallet. And I'm like, is it actually going to come back to me? And did I just send all my money somewhere? What's going to happen? And I think that's really scary for people, So to be able to have something like this where you can know that, okay, I have control on both ends of this. I know it's going from my wallet to my wallet. And I think that's important, right? And do you see that from your customers? Is that how can you give that new investor that peace of mind when there's so many new things to learn about?
Well, yeah, I understand what you're talking about, and that is basically why we try to make it as transparent as possible. So we don't store any funds on the platform. It goes from wallet to wallet. I mean, you control all the process, and we even have customers that I bet they were newbies to crypto because they came to the chat and they were like, oh, my swap is not through, it's been 3 minutes. And they were very, really freaked out about that. And we were like, hold on, that's fine. Like, which pair was that? And they named some kind of pair that is really long, has a really long transaction times. And we were like, hold on, it's completely okay. And we are there on the chat for them, with the support chat and with our community chat. So every user can just, come and ask questions, and we'll try our best to give all the support possible to ensure that even for the newbies, it's comfortable to swap through Swap Zone.
Yeah. Oh boy. And you brought that up. I remember that the first time, when you have to realize how some of the chains had to require so many confirmations before the actual transaction is considered complete, and it freaked me out. I'm like, well, what if it doesn't get a confirmation? Where's my money going? Like it freaked me out. So it is interesting on those learning curves that people have, and that's why I like having a platform where people can be confident and they can know that their money is safe throughout the entire thing. And that's one thing that we believe as a community is really, we as a Poodle token really believe in educating new investors and being there and helping new investors. And I see your platform as one that kind of is a good step for that too. Yeah. So.
Yeah, and one thing that we quite often say when users freak out about, for example, long transaction times or something, is that, as I mentioned, we don't store funds on the platform because what? Because not your keys, not your crypto, and we don't want to be like that. So I believe you don't even have to input your email when you swap. It's not compulsory because we are pretty close with some privacy tokens, and they don't like that.
Yeah. No, that's great. And so now, what is what's the future of Swap Zone? Is there your own roadmap and how you're growing the company? What is your vision?
Yeah, of course. We have plans, we have the roadmap, and I believe there is somewhere on our website the line about that. We have a neon drenched roadmap, this kind of space theme going through the whole our website and social media. But of course, as each and almost every project, we don't really say out loud about our plans, but I mean, some of these plans, they are pretty obvious. For instance, fiat to crypto swaps. This is like on the surface, because when you have crypto to crypto, eventually this is good, and this might be also useful for newbies. But then there is a huge niche of the newbies who don't really own any crypto, and they need same kind of platform to swap fiat to crypto first, and then go further with swapping different assets within the crypto world. So fiat to crypto is on the surface, and of course it's going to be there. I believe surely this year, and yeah, in the nearest future, I would say. Assess this is also an ongoing process. This is not really even in our roadmap, because this is something we do almost not every day, but every week for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, well, we have plans on expanding our network of existing partners, not only in terms of tokens, but also with wallets and with other exchanges integrations. So we do have plans, and me as a marketing and BD team member, I'm making sure that these plans are followed on time, which is more important.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, absolutely. So talk to me then about, or I should say a little bit about how, for a new person, because I love the idea is that is you're talking about how it's good for new people. Like, what is an advantage of using, or I guess I should say this: give me the advantage of using a swap zone over transferring from one thing, then going to Pancake Swap, then going to here. Like, so what is the advantage of why you would want to use an exchange partner rather than maybe how a lot of us originally did, bought our meme tokens back a year ago?
Well, I mean, you kind of mentioned the advantage while explaining the process, because you mentioned then Pancake Swap, then the exchange, then again something else, and SwapZone is all in a single interface. And yeah, this is, I think, the main point, that you don't need to go through endless steps, and you don't even need to switch between different windows of your browser. Well, probably one time to copy your wallet address, and that's it.
You mean you don't memorize
this is basic, yes.
You mean you don't memorize your entire wallet address? No.
If you have multiple, then it kind of mixes up.
I don't think I could. I don't even know if I think I know the first four and last four of mine. But all right, so last thing that I kind of want to talk to about, and I'm going to maybe leave the Swap Zone part for just 1 second. One thing that we're proud of as a community, and we have our hashtag, our Poodle family. We definitely love our community, and I want to go back to what you're saying. And I can't have a great crypto woman on the show without actually saying and talking about there's these toxic communities that we see all over the place. What advice do you have for really as Poodle, we pride ourselves on being, above standard, and we want to always grow the family. We know it's not always the case, but what kind of advice can you give for people who are new into this, and really for the communities maybe are toxic or those types of things? From your point of view, and or maybe, I know I'm making this a multi-part question, what's holding women back from getting into crypto, which is half the world, but yet not half the people in crypto. So what are those things that we can do as a community to help grow?
I think, as in most cases, not only in crypto space, the thing that holds women back from going to basically anything, probably even related to IT, not even blockchain. Let's go wider. It's stereotypes, because these jobs and these fields of expertise are seen as something dominated by man originally. And well, this is fear of being misunderstood, and fear of asking questions, because when you're going crypto, of course, you do ask questions, especially at the beginning. When we begin, we always ask questions, and people sometimes do put pressure not only on women when they ask questions, on men as well. But then if you go to crypto and ask questions, even stupid questions at the beginning, that people may say something like, well, if you don't understand, why don't you just, do your typical woman stuff, like makeup and things, so we don't need to explain it here multiple times for you. And yeah, this is fear of probably something. It's even fear of mansplaining something, because sometimes when I started in crypto, which wasn't a long while ago, as you may assume, I sometimes was asking questions to some of our partners, and they were asking questions back about SwapZone, and I was explaining something to them about our service. And they were mostly men, because crypto is still, in most cases, I think, dominated by men. And I was saying, for example, we are an aggregator of exchanges, and they were saying back, so you are an exchange. And that was all the way around. I was trying to explain that this is not the same thing. Probably it has the same function, but then for the user, it has a wide array of functions. You can choose between rates and stuff like that, more and more and more and more. But then sometimes they were trying to explain to me how how the service I work with actually works, and I was like, hold on. I'm trying to sell it here, so why are you trying to explain me what is supposed to be the thing that I am selling right now? And sometimes I even received some messages like, so you're a girl, like you shouldn't be here, especially you are a really young girl, and did you even finish university? I was like, yeah. Okay, let me just get back to it later.
Yeah, and that's the worst part. That one thing that I'm glad with our community that we don't let happen. Or at least we try not to, and we kick people out of the Telegram who start with that way, because we know that this is, we all truly believe, and I'm sure you do too, that, crypto is the future, right? Fiat money may not last forever. Even if we talk about, we want to be able to buy crypto with fiat. Well, the fact is, world governments are changing to digital currencies. So with that means this is how the world is going to be. And I'd rather educate everyone and let everyone be involved in the future of the way currency will be, rather than think that this is just our own little space. And if you're not smart enough to get in here, you don't know anything. Like, that's why I always think, the questions that get asked of, there is no dumb question. That's why we started our Poodle Academy, right? If people don't know, we all had to learn. We all have to go. And whether you're male, female, whatever race, whatever, who cares? We're all just trying to learn. We're trying to figure out this whole new crypto thing, right?
Of course, yeah.
So, and so that's great for you to say all of this. So, last thing then, and I like to kind of end with guests and with a little bit of advice, so, either speaking this personally as a crypto investor or from the Swap Zone point of view, or both, give a little advice, just for kind of, where you see the space going, crypto going. We see a big move with NFTs. We see a big move with metaverse. We see a big move with new blockchain. We see a move with bridging across chains, which is probably kind of the closest to Swap Zone stuff. Kind of where do you see, what's the advice for people? What's your future predictions?
Well, it wouldn't be a prediction, I believe, but to logically, continue what we've been talking about, is learn and be alert, because crypto is making huge steps every minute, every second, and new projects emerge, new ideas emerge, and every single day something's happening. So you have to keep an eye on the market to really understand what is going on here. So that there's no crypto without watching out, and not only positively watching out, but also watching out of scams and stuff like that, because crypto isn't easy, especially when you're a beginner, and when something is not easy but can make you invest money, there are naturally a lot of those scammers who benefit from these things, and you have to learn. You have to always yet again be alert, and I think stick together to the communities like Poodle, for instance, that educate and make you make you want to know the right things about crypto and the space. But I personally like the idea of the metaverse. It's one of the, I think, furthest to come to reality out of the whole lot that you mentioned, because it's really inspiring and it's really groundbreaking, mind-breaking, everything, but it's really complicated, and it's really I would say it's kind of far from the reality, but one day I believe it's going to be something really huge.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I totally agree with you. Totally agree with you. And I think that, one of the key things I think you said that people can take away is keep learning, because this is growing and this is changing, and the crypto space and the blockchain space is changing every day and growing every day. So knowledge that you knew 6 months ago is completely different than knowledge you need to know today. So keeping that education going is really, really important. So that is awesome. And it's been great having you on the show. Last thing, just so people know, right on our Poodle Token website is we have a little widget right on there where you can swap right via Swap Zone right on our website. So people, I know, see, we've got you right there. So if you've got some Bitcoin or Ethereum or any other token sitting in one wallet and you want to swap it over into your Poodle and all that, go in there, throw it in, and you can do that immediately. So that is awesome. Last thing, so just tell everyone again how, if they want to talk to you, or how do they find out? I mean, I know it's swapzone.io, so it's not hard to find, but how can they connect with Swap Zone, even know more about Swap Zone?
Well, obviously you mentioned the website, but then we try to reach as many social media as possible, because your target audience can be anywhere. So I'm mostly on Twitter. So if you DM Twitter, I'll be the one to answer. Then I have my own small Twitter account where you can also DM, and basically I run both of them, but then I don't really have much time for my own account, because I'm all the time trying to make some social engagement from the official account of Swap Zone, but then we also are on Reddit. We post quite a lot on Reddit, then Facebook and Telegram, and I mean, basically choose a random social media, and most probably Swap Zone is out there monitoring and trying to reach beyond the existing network. So yeah, we are everywhere, and I'm also really grateful that now I'm also here in Poodlecast, and that's been really great talking to you and answering all those questions. I mean, I'm really used to the role of a host, but I'm barely a guest, so that was not an extraordinary as it is experience for me, but not a really experience that I often have in my life.
Well, I appreciate you coming on. And I thank you. I'm thankful for partnerships like the ones we have with Swap Zone. So this is
Same.
great success for both of us, I wish. And I guess, and to all the audience, again, thank you. Make sure you go to our website, swap, get your poodle based with the Swap Zone widget that's already on the site. I love this conversation. Thank you very much for coming on, being able to talk about SwapZone, but also being able to talk about crypto from your point of view and just the purpose and the family. And I loved hearing it. And I think that that's what makes us all successful when we can do that and we can have these conversations. That's where this is all going to be better. And we're all going to be successful in the long run. So I thank you. Thank you, Poodle fam. We will see you next week with next week's show. And I have no idea who's on next week's show. It might be just me again, but we don't know. We'll see. Thank you all. Have a great week, and we'll see you next time.
Hi, everyone. Thank you.
Bye.